Alrighty, I'm so excited. It's here and it's open and I can't contain myself. Okay, so we have a lot of colors going on. Actually a little garbage because I basically filmed both of these eyes right here and I deleted it by accident because my camera battery died and I was reviewing it, and for some reason I thought it was a picture and I deleted it. But I erased what I did on this eye and I'm just gonna recreate it. So that's why this eye is kind of done and that's why this one isn't. And by the way, I do have my bake on just because I don't know what colors are gonna fall out or not because I haven't used the palette yet. But I'm kind of sad that it deleted because I had like my very first impressions, but I will just recreate those very first impressions. So the first thing I noticed off the pat of the palette that I originally didn't like was that there's no white color that's matte that I can just put all over my eye after I put down my concealer or primer. So that kind of sucks, but I think that I can look past it. So I'm just taking this color right here and I'm just going to apply that in the crease. And by the way, this is definitely a hooded eye tutorial, so yeah, hooded eye friendly. And you know what's funny? I actually just found out that I have hooded eyes. Like, don't laugh at me, it's just kind of what it is. I'm kind of a doofus, but I literally just found out that I have hooded eyes because I was watching a YouTube video and I was for hooded eyes and I was like, fuck. I was like, that's why. Because like I've used the cut crease technique for hooded eyes, I just didn't realize that's why I was using that technique versus someone else. So, but what I did notice is there's not a lot of girls on here that have hooded eyes that like openly like do a lot of tutorials. There are a few, I saw some, but I kind of want to like add my pizzazz to that. So yes, I haven't seen a Jaclyn Hill tutorial with hooded eyes. There probably is some out there, but you know, hey. So this color is not as dark as I thought it would be, which is fine because it's a transition color, but it's just interesting how it's translating on the pan. And now the like you can barely see that, you know. But yeah, still really great though for what I want. Like this is what I want, a transition color, but I just think that there is a kind of a disconnect versus what's in the pan versus, I guess you can build it to this color though. All right, next color that I'm going to go into is the color right below it. Initially when I did this earlier, I tapped my brush in and then I put it on my eye and like it was so much pigmented, so much pigment, like I was dying. Very tap off your brush, but I'm so excited to try this color because of the fact that when I first watched it, it was so wet. It was like the wettest eyeshadow I've ever felt. I've never felt an eyeshadow like that besides like the ColourPop ones. It's not like a ColourPop one, but it's wet. And it's creamy and it's buttery, and just make sure that when you're playing with this palette, that you're really just kind of taking your time with it. If you're a beginner with makeup, you really, honestly, this is a great palette for beginners because of the color selection. However, you have to play with it because every formula, every shadow is a different formula. I'm just gonna blend that. And now I'm gonna take a very stiff brush and I'm gonna go into like this cherry shade. It looks a lot brighter in this lighting, but it's darker to me in person. It's kind of trippy. Okay. And I'm just going to go in here and carve my crease. And this is the part for a hooded eye. So basically, instead of going right there where like that meat is, like right there, we're gonna go like above it. I wouldn't say meat, like just your skin. We're just gonna go right above it like that. And it's gonna create a new crease so that way you can see it. So not, because right there, we're not gonna do that, we're gonna go up there. And then we're just going to blend this out until our fingers hurt. Oh, it's good. And then I'm gonna go back into the first color that we used just to blend that out. And this look is going to be very simple. I'm just gonna clean up my cut crease, and I'm not gonna do too cut of a crease because when I do that I tend to make it look too nighttime, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I want my crease to be cut, but I don't want it to be like just cut a bitch. By the way, I'm using Tarte Shape Tape for this, and I don't want it to be as elongated because I'm trying to make it more daytime, because I'm actually have to be at work in a little bit, so that's gonna help definitely this. You know, it's crazy when I wear makeup to work. I don't know what it is, but I guess people that aren't really into makeup, they just flip out when I wear makeup, like a full face and not just like mascara and my foundation. It's the strangest thing. I don't understand why, but it's just like they can't deal. And what I mean by that is like people, oh, I can't talk and work when it comes to cut crease. But people, they're like, oh my gosh, your makeup is pretty, or they're like flipping out about it, or they're like, oh, that's such heavy hand makeup. Like, a girl said that the other day because my manager was like, oh, like, did you go do something? Like, why are you wearing makeup? Which I'm like, bitch, like, you don't need a reason to wear makeup, so like, don't ask me. But that's a whole other story. But she was like, why are you wearing so much makeup? And I was like, you know, I'm just wearing it. You know, like, I've been collecting since I was 12. Like, at night, on my night shifts, like, I like to wear makeup just because I have the energy to do it, you know. And I was just explaining it to her, and then the other girl was like, yeah, I usually don't do it so heavy-handedly. I was like, ah, mean. Oh my gosh, yes, I like that so much better now that it's shorter for what I'm going for today. Alrighty, now for my favorite part. The freaking shimmers in this palette are ridiculous. I'm like here for these because I'm just like that girl, but I'm also here for these, and I think I'm gonna use the taupe shade though. That's right here, but it's actually not as light as I thought. How about we just swatch a couple? So I'm gonna swatch this one right here. Ah, that feels so cool. All right, okay. But I just have this bomb idea. I'm gonna take the two shades I swatched, this one and this one, and I'm gonna do an ombre effect on the lid really quickly. So I'm just gonna go on with that second darker shade. Holy balls. This stuff is so pigmented. So I'm just gonna ombre that out. Done, but all I did was finish ombreing out the eyes, put some eyeliner on, and now I'm just gonna do, and mascara. Now I'm gonna do my bottom lash line, and I'm gonna use that cherry color that we originally used. I'm just gonna put it on the bottom lash line. It's hard to do this and look at the viewfinder and look at you. So I'm actually just gonna smudge that. I like it how it is. The next step is I'm going to highlight the brow bone and the inner corner, and I'm going to take the very first color. This color doesn't look like it has any shine to it, but it really does. I'm just gonna swatch it. Like, huh, it's so freaking pretty. Like, oh. I'm gonna try to do this at an angle. Holy balls, that's like actually almost too much. It's so freaking wow. And I'm just gonna pop on some bottom mascara, finish up my face, and give you my final thoughts. Alrighty, that completes this look. I'm so excited. I love how everything turned out. I think that everything was good in my opinion. Everything blended so well. As for the entire palette, I can't necessarily speak for, but I do think from all the swatches and all of the colors I tried today and the colors that I've swatched that I didn't even use, I think that they are incredible. I will challenge people on saying it is a beginner palette though, just because it's a lot of different techniques that you have to use with these shadows, and you just kind of have to know like where to place them, how to place them. But I do think that they are beginner-esque friendly for the color selection. You get everything, but just like the technique, the thing that makes the palette so amazing makes it, in my opinion, a little bit more pro quality, more prone to people, I guess. But I think they're fantastic. I love them. I love Jaclyn Hill. I support her in everything that she does. I'm even wearing a little champagne pop, you know, popping. What else could complete this look? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know your thoughts on the palette. Let me know if you got the palette.